guys, and welcome back to the show. Today we're going to be taking a look at the gun running DLC. I know this video is coming a little bit late to you and I just want to apologise about that. But nevertheless, I am bringing it for you guys today. We're going to be having a look at some of the new content. We're going to be going through all the prices of the new stuff, a little bit about how it works, and also Kyle is joining me today, so I'm going to have we're showing off the new mobile operation center. We're going to be having a look at the anti-aircraft trailer, and we are also going to be having a look at the flying motorcycle that they've added, along with a few more, but they're just the kind of main ones that I'm going to be showcasing. So we're going to just hop straight into this. So basically, when you load up into online, you're going to get a call off Agent 14, and he's going to be talking to you about a bunker. Now, that's one of the new features that has been added to the new game. There is various ones dotted around the site, and if you go on the Mazebank foreclosure site, you can go on here, and you can see that there is quite a lot of these bunkers. So these are the regular... Oh, no, that's not what I wanted to do. So if I click on these are the regular clubhouse that you can get for the biker DLC. So all these ones in red are clubhouses, and all these ones in blue are the bunkers. So if I just go across the map, there is none down the south area. They are all mainly up here, kind of around the lake area. But there is quite a lot of them, and if you click on them, that's basic picture for you. That is actually the cheapest one that you can buy. The Rattan Canyon bunker is the cheapest one. It is quite a nice bunker as well. It's on the cliff face there. But in my opinion, this is probably the nicest bunker. It's in the trees. It's right near the beach. That is the Palito Forest bunker. It's really nice. And I'm not going to read all this for you guys, but if you want to have a read of that, then I'll let you pause the video here and you can do that. But there is a few dotted around. The closest one is the Chumash bunker. That is right near the beach as well, and it gives you a little picture there so you can see. There's not really much to see, but we're going to be taking a look inside the bunker just now. So I'm going to head over to Kyle, and I'll see you there. So we have Kyle's just invited me over to his bunker here. This is kind of what the bunkers look like from the outside. They don't really look like much, but basically you drive up to here and then this part here lifts up. So there's not really much to it. It doesn't really look like very much at the minute, but we're just going to take a look inside. So a little cutscene plays for you there to show you guys kind of how it works. You can go in with a vehicle as well, and then we should just come down to this area. So you can actually store one personal vehicle in here. This is Kyle's personal vehicle, and I do not have access to this, but you can actually drive personal vehicles. Oh, hello.
Get away from my car. Get away from my car. You go. Go that way. Go.
So, as I was saying, yeah, you can store a personal vehicle in here, and you can actually drive the personal vehicle around. So, if you've got a motorcycle, you can drive it around in here. And with your bunker, you also get all these golf carts here. So there we go, Kyle's driving his car there. We're going to hop on one of these golf carts. That is one of the features that you get with your bunker. Now you can't drive your car everywhere because of these yellow barriers, but these golf carts can fit everywhere and you can drive around in here. So it's quite a cool little feature. I'm kind of glad they added that. They are quite big, these bunkers, so we're going to have a look at the gun range here. I'm not really going to go into too much detail, I'm just going to show you guys around kind of. That I believe leads to the outside if you go onto there, and then if you come down here, this is where all the action is. These are probably where the images that you've seen. Now you probably won't be able to get your motorcycle down here too easily, but this is kind of the work area of the bunker. This is where your scientists will be, and where you're developing the new weapons, the Mark II weapons. We're going to get into that in a little bit later on. But these scientist dudes are developing all that and researching stuff. We'll get into more detail about research in just a minute. But this is kind of the warehouse bit where they actually manufacture all of the equipment. And then we can head back here. This is kind of where we came in. So we've just done a full loop around this kind of area, but then we can also go back here. And this is where Kyle's supplies are. So basically you have to deliver guns and all that kind of thing. So these are the big crates with all the guns in. So this is kind of like your warehouse, but that's now built into kind of the office area. So the bunker houses all of that. We've got toilet facilities down here. That's a nice little touch. So that's the warehouse. We've already covered that. It is quite big, the warehouse. I'm not really gonna walk around it too much. And then if we go up here, this is the computer area. This is the computer where you sit down and you sell all your product, just kind of like with the other businesses. And obviously you can get security cameras, and that will actually allow you to see outside of the bunker. So I'm not going to do that for you guys, but you guys can check that out for yourselves. But one thing that I did find was quite interesting, that was different about the gun running DLC rather than the biker and the other DLC. With the other ones, you either have to be a motorcycle president or a hello. So this is kind of a sleeping area that you get. It's a little feature.
Is it dinner time yet?
So one feature that is quite cool is that you don't have to be kind of like a head of like whatever it is. So with the other ones, you have to either be a president, a VIP, or a motorcycle president. But with this, you have to be either a VIP, a CEO, or a motorcycle president. You don't have to be, like, it doesn't have its own thing. So it's kind of a bit neat how they've used the other businesses and tied it into the bunker. I quite like how they've done that. That's a really nice feature. I think it's just something different. So then we come to the final area of the bunker. This is where the mobile operation center is stored. It's this massive ass truck that Kyle's got right here. And there is two options that you can get for this mobile operation center. I'm just going to load it up. You can buy this off the Warstock Cash and Carry website. It's just kind of, it's kind of like the yachts. It'll come up right on the top. Now I can't purchase it because you must buy a bunker before you can buy a mobile operation center. But they're not that expensive. They're only around 1,200,000. So they're reasonably priced. And yeah, we're just going to take this bad boy out for a road test now. Kyle's sat in there, so I'm going to climb into the back. I'm going to take it out. So we've just come out of the bunker, and Kyle's driving along now. As you can see, the screen is bouncing a little bit. So Kyle is actually driving it now, and I can go in the back and I can just walk around here. So that is kind of a neat feature. I was expecting to be a bit more bounced around, but it's quite good how Rockstar have done that. Now this kind of area here, you can actually have your own personal vehicle like workshop. So that's this part. Obviously we got the wheels and all that kind of bit. Now one thing I just want to point out to you guys is the vehicle workshop. Now all of the new vehicles, we're going to be taking a look at some of them later, but I'm just going to show you guys them vehicles now. All these vehicles that have come with the gun running DLC, which is these 6 here, we're going to get into the ballistic equipment later. But these vehicles can all be stored in a personal vehicle garage. So these can all be stored where like all the other cars can be stored. So these don't have to be in the special vehicle warehouse. These can just go in a normal garage. So these could go in your office garage. But you can't modify these in your bunker, and you cannot modify them in like a normal garage either. You must modify them in this area here. So it's kind of a little bit of a shame. So Kyle's just modding his car now. So that shows you guys you can actually store any of these vehicles in your garage, or in your workshop I should say, and you can also store any personal vehicle as well. So if you guys want to store a personal vehicle in here, you can do that as well. But then we get on to the Mark II weapons. Now there is a few select weapons that you can choose to make into a Mark II version. And you have to, once again, it's like I said with the vehicles, you must come into here to make them into a Mark II version, and you've got to kind of research extra stuff. You've got to research stuff, and then once you've researched it, you unlock it, and then you can apply those mods. So it's kind of a neat feature. That's something new that we haven't seen before. And we are once again on the move, and this is another cool feature of the Mobile Operation Center. It is the kind of the operations room, if you want. So Kyle is now currently driving along, and I am in the trailer, and I'm gonna go on the turret. So as you can see, Kyle's driving along, and I have this turret, and I can use that as a weapon. So
And just in addition, Troy, I now have back turrets if you want to hop on them ones.
Oh, so we're going to take a look at those in a minute. So, say you're driving along, that's an NPC. We can blow that up. That's a player. We can blow that up. That's another player. We can blow that up. So it's quite a good feature. And this Mobile Operation Center, in case you're wondering, it can be blown up. So it isn't indestructible, but it can survive a lot of rounds, so don't worry too much about that. But I just thought I'd include that in case you guys thought it was completely indestructible. It isn't actually indestructible. It can be blown up. But this is the center turret, so this is on the back now. So as you can see, they're firing from one side to the other. So that's a new feature that Kyle's got. So if you've got a big team of people, you can all sit on these different ones and kind of have a massive ass tank that you can drive down the street and shoot with. I'm not sure if this one, not sure what this one does, but we're gonna check it out. Oh, so this is another one of these center turrets. So these operate. So these both operate the back turrets. There's one for each side. But that's quite a cool feature, and I can just move this around, and you can zoom in and out as well if you want to. But it only has a limited field of view. You can't look like very far to the side of you. Actually, these side ones have a better view than the front one doesn't have a very good view. So that's something to bear in mind. But that is the Mobile Operation Center. It's quite cool. We're just gonna head out to the front. I'm not sure if I can actually get in. No, I can't. So we're gonna head out now, and we're going to take a look at some of the new vehicles, but I'm just going to show you guys the outside of the Mobile Operation Center from like kind of standing in it. So it's quite a cool truck. There is two variants you can get for the truck to pull. So this is the Phantom Custom. And you can also get the Hauler Custom, which is the flat-nosed one, and it has like a big shield kind of thing on the front. So that's a new feature of the of GTA, I guess. 2 new cars there, or 2 new vehicles. But this mobile operation center as well can be customized in your bunker. So if you take this into your bunker, you can actually paint it and spray it and upgrade the truck and upgrade the armor. So it's kind of like you're modding any car in the custom shop. You can actually do this to the mobile operation center. So you could have it like you'd apply a really nice pearlescent color to your mobile operation center and add some custom rims and make it really unique. But all the wheels come standard bulletproof, so wheels cannot be shot out. But the trailer can also be detached, so I can detach that there. And you can pull this with any truck, and you can actually pull this with the Phantom Wedge. So if you want to go down the street with the Phantom Wedge clearing people out of the path, with this thing on the back you could have a very strong truck. But bear in mind that the Phantom Wedge is not indestructible, so it can be blown up. It can only survive 1 rocket actually, so it's quite weak. But that is the mobile operation center. We're going to now take a look at some of the new vehicles that were added, and yeah. So guys, we're back in the mobile operation center, and we're going to be taking a look at the vehicle customization that I just briefly touched on. So Kyle is actually currently modding this car, and you can actually see him modifying that. So just shows you guys how you can modify it. You can change the color. You can change the camos on there. They're kind of like a livery option. He's doing the suspension right now. You can change the wheel color. You can change quite a lot of features. You can remove the shovels on the bonnet. You can change the wheels. That looks ridiculous, but that's quite cool that you can actually do that. But that is a little bit about vehicle customization. You can add armor that Kyle's doing at the top there. And you can obviously remove some of the camouflage on there. We're going to take this thing out now for a spin, and I'm going to show you guys the turret on the side there. Obviously it's a little turret that you can use. You can't use it in the mobile operation center for obvious reasons. But if we take this thing out into the world, so Kyle can drive along and I can use this machine gun, and it's not really the strongest machine gun, but it can yeah, see, so that thing's set on fire now. So it does take a while, but you can upgrade all these weapons to make them stronger, and you can actually add missiles to the this is called the Dune FAV. I think it's called Fast Attack Vehicle or something like that. So there we go, we got our first exploded vehicle. And yeah, we've just exploded myself. But that is the Dune FAV. We're going to take a look at gonna now take a look at the flying.
I'll catch you. I was mistaken.
So we're gonna move on to our next vehicle. We're gonna have a look at the flying motorcycle. So we're just here at Kyle's garage. This is Kyle's office garage, and we're just getting the police offers. But I'm just gonna show you guys that these can actually be stored in the office garage. These can just be stored in any regular garage. So there we go. We're not using any mods here. Obviously we're online, so well, you can get mods online, but it's not very easy. And yeah, there we go. We're in Kyle's garage. So these are all of Kyle's vehicles. We're going to be taking a look at a few of these in a minute, but we are going to grab the oppressor and then we're going to head out of here. So this next one is pretty cool. It is the jet bike, or as it's known as the oppressor in the game. Can I actually get on this? Yes, I can. So you can see it's got a jet on the back, but it also has wings, and it's actually reasonably good at pulling wheelies. But it also has guns on the front, which can be upgraded to rockets like later on. So if you wanna apply rockets, you can do that. But this can also be called in from a. So if you are in a biker thing, you can put this in your biker garage, obviously, and store it as a bike as an MC president, and you can call this at any time. So that's a really good feature with the oppressor. And obviously this thing has wings, so we can fold those in and out with X or A on Xbox. And to activate the jet, sorry, it's silage season here, so there's a lot of tractors going by. It's just like the rocket Voltic. You pull a wheelie, you do the jet, you fold the wings out, and then you got a flying motorcycle, which is something that's pretty weird. Now the rocket Voltic, I know, does not have wings. Yeah, that is one thing that you must be mindful of. You can still fall off it. It's quite a cool feature though, it can fly. So that's the rocket bike that is now stuck on top of a building. I'm going to leave it there for you, Kyle. I can also fly, but I can also die.
Freaking kids.
So we're going to move on to the next vehicle, which is probably my favourite vehicle of this update. We're going to have a look at the half track. That is a really new vehicle that has been added to the game. So we're going to go grab that and we're going to take it out for a spin. So here we go, guys. This is the half track that has been added into the game. Now this is the dune loader at the front that I was driving at the beginning of this video. And it is now a half-track custom variant, and it's got this machine gun on the top. So Kyle, if you just stop, I'm just gonna hop out here and I'm just gonna hop into the back so we can get onto this gunner seat. Yeah, it wants me to. No, it doesn't want to let me use it. There we go, there we go. So I can use this gunner. It's not really the best gun, I have to say. It's better for ground purposes than it is for air purposes, because it's quite a strong gun for ground vehicles, but obviously air vehicles are quite a bit stronger in this game, and also they're a lot quicker, so it's hard to kind of hit them. Now this was supposed to be an anti-aircraft vehicle, but it doesn't really work that well for that, but it is quite good at ground targets. Obviously you've seen me blow the cars up. There's no cars around for me to demonstrate on right now, but it's quite a. There we go, we got Prius. It blows them up pretty easily. It's got quite a good range. It can go up, it can't go like directly up, obviously, because otherwise the guy would fall over. So bear that in mind, it only has a limited field of view. But for ground targets, it's great. You know, in that kind of radius, you can pretty much shoot the front of this thing. But that's the half track. It can be modded just like the other cars. It can be stored in the mobile operation center. You can apply camos and you can add some upgrades to this thing. We can blow some more cars up. But yeah, the half track. Oh, it can also have a rocket attachment on the back. So this gun can be upgraded to rockets as well, but you have to research that before you can apply it. So yeah, so that is the half track. Now we're going to move on to the APC tank, which is something new that has been added, and that is pretty much all the vehicles have been added that are new. We also have the weaponized tamper. I'm not going to go over that, but we are going to have a brief look at the anti-aircraft trailer. I'm just going to show you guys a cool feature about that. but we are going to have a look at the we're going to grab the APC tank out because that also has another unique feature and it's quite a cool vehicle. So we got the APC tank out for a drive. We got the gunner. Now one thing I want to point out to you guys that is a bit unique about this car is that it's not like the regular tank. You must have one person driving it, so Kyle's driving it at the minute, and you have to have one person to operate the turret, which is what I'm doing. Now it's just like the tank, the gun is exactly the same. The APC tank's really cool looking vehicle. It can actually carry 6 people, so a driver and then 5 other people. But one other feature that is better than the regular tank that we're just going to show off to you guys now. Yeah, this thing's amphibious, guys, and that is a really cool new feature. Obviously you guys know that I like amphibious cars, so I was quite happy that the APC tank was amphibious. Now you can use the weapons still out at sea, so that makes it quite a powerful vehicle, and this thing can actually survive 5 RPGs or 5 sticky bombs from completely standard. So this is a standard version, and it can survive 5 RPGs and 5 sticky bombs, or not together. But that makes it a pretty strong vehicle, and when you upgrade it, it can actually survive 1 extra. This thing is really OP though, because as you notice at the back, it also, well, I can't really show you this very clearly, it does have a tow bar, which allows you to pull the anti-aircraft trailer, which is what we're going to move on to next. So you can actually pull the anti-aircraft trailer, but we can't get both out at the same time, unfortunately. So it will require one person to have the APC tank and one person to have a anti-aircraft trailer. But nevertheless, if you have this and you have the rockets on the anti-aircraft trailer, it can make for a really OP vehicle. So that brings us on to our next point quite nicely. We're going to move on to the final vehicle that we're going to be showcasing, which is actually the anti-aircraft trailer. I'm not going to be pulling it behind the APC tank, but we are going to be driving it around, and yeah. So we've got the anti-aircraft trailer. Now this is actually a little bit different. You call this from the interaction menu and then vehicles, and then call anti-aircraft trailer. So that is how you call that, and from standard it will come with this saddler attached to it. That is what it will spawn with, and obviously with it being a trailer you can detach it, so I'm going to go ahead and detach Kyle there, so you can kind of have you can have it mobile, or if you want it to remain stationary you can also do that. I'm just going to go ahead and call my pickup truck to show you guys that you can actually pull this behind any vehicle that has a tow bar.
It's coming at you.
So as I said, you can pull it behind the APC tank. In the mission you can pull this behind the Night Shark, which is I'm just going to touch on in a minute. You can tow this behind the Insurgent pickup, which is another thing I'm going to go on to in a minute. But you can also pull this behind any regular pickup, so I've just called my Bobcat here. I'm just going to try and hitch this up. There we go. So I've hitched that up now, and I can just pull this. You can just pull this like any other trailer. And my voice is beginning to go. But that is the anti-aircraft trailer. Now this can be upgraded to have the rocket launcher or the homing missiles, so you can have kind of a SAM variant of this thing. And one problem with this is, yeah, as you can see, it does tend to drift all over the place. I'm just going to go off a jump to show you guys the trailer physics with that, because that is also a little bit interesting. So I did not touch it at all and it kind of crippled my car. But yeah, it's cool little vehicle. Well, I guess it's not really a vehicle, it's a trailer. But that is a cool new feature, and this can also be upgraded and modified and all that kind of thing. But that is all the vehicles that I'm going to be having a look at today. But yeah, one reason that I don't really like it is the Tampa isn't really the best of vehicles. Yeah, I didn't really want to talk too much about that because I didn't really have much time either, and I just wanted to showcase the main vehicles to you guys. Didn't really feel like the Tampa was a very good main vehicle. But that is all the vehicles we're going to be having a look at. Also coming up in a few days is going to be the Night Shark, which is a smaller version of the Insurgent pickup. I'm just going to put a picture on screen for you there, guys, so you can have a look what that looks like. It's a cool new vehicle. It's going to be coming soon. You're going to be able to fit armor to that. I'm not really sure when it's coming, but there is going to be a lot of drip-fed content coming within the next few days, so keep an eye out for that. There is also going to be some supercars coming, such as the Infernus Classic we already have. We got the Lampadati Torero, which is the Lamborghini Countach, or Countach, whatever you want to call it. That is going to be coming. We also have a James Bond car, the Lotus Esprit, with the guns on. That's going to be coming in a few days, and that is called the Adant, I believe. We also have the Cheetah Classic. That's going to be one of the new vehicles that are coming. So I think there's 6 or 7 new vehicles. But also the Insurgent pickup, you're now going to be able to upgrade just like you do with the regular Insurgent, so that's going to be quite cool. And that also has a tow bar on, so you can take the anti-aircraft trailer with you. And also the Technical, you're going to be able to upgrade that and make that kind of like a custom version. And that also has a tow bar on, so you can tow the anti-aircraft trailer. But that is all the information I have for you today, guys. I hope this video has been helpful. Hope it hasn't been too boring for you, and I hope that has kind of given you an insight to the gun running DLC and some of the content and some of the new vehicles that will be coming in a few days. With that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you have enjoyed, leave a like, and if you are new, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any latest videos. I'll see you in the next one.